There comes a moment in every man's life when he realizes the real power was never about control, attention, or reaction. It was about presence. It was about knowing your worth, even when someone else fails to see it. Sometimes it takes heartbreak to awaken you. Sometimes silence becomes your greatest teacher. When she senses that you've truly stopped caring, something shifts, not because you played a game, but because your energy changed, because you finally turned your focus inward and started choosing peace over chaos, clarity over confusion, and self-respect over desperation. This isn't about punishment, it's about perspective. And in this journey, you'll learn the emotional stages she goes through, and more importantly, how you can use this awareness to reclaim your power and protect your peace. When she reaches out after a period of silence, your first reaction might be confusion, maybe even hope. But before you rush to respond, pause and ask yourself, why now? Every message, every, hey, how have you been, carries a hidden purpose. Sometimes it's curiosity. She wonders what happened to the version of you who used to chase. Sometimes it's regret. Maybe she realizes she lost someone who brought value to her life. And sometimes it's not about you at all. It's about her ego, testing whether she still holds space in your mind. You owe it to yourself to pause and assess. Look beyond the words and observe the energy behind them. If she's sincere, her actions will show consistency and warmth. If she's not, the messages will feel shallow, like echoes of the past. Understanding her intentions isn't about judgment. It's about clarity. Because when you see things clearly, you no longer respond from emotion. You respond from power. When someone from your past reaches out, emotions rise. You remember the good moments, the connection, the laughter. But here's the truth. Reacting impulsively often reopens the wounds you've worked hard to heal. Emotional control is not coldness. It's strength. It's the quiet voice that says, I choose peace over impulse. So before you type that long reply, take a breath. Ask yourself, does this message serve my growth, or does it just feed my nostalgia? Respond, not to fill a void, but only if it aligns with your calm, confident energy. That's emotional mastery. That's maturity. Silence is often misunderstood. People think it's passive, but it's one of the most powerful responses you can give. When you stop chasing, stop explaining, stop trying to prove your worth, the dynamic shifts. Silence creates space, and in that space, reflection happens, both for you and for her. She begins to wonder, why isn't he reacting? Has he moved on? Is he happier now? But here's the key. Silence only has power when it comes from self-growth, not from spite. Don't sit in silence waiting for a reaction. Live your life. Work out. Learn new skills. Reconnect with your passions. Let your silence reflect strength, not sadness. Because when your energy rises, your silence speaks louder than any message ever could. There are times when responding is right, when her message feels genuine and thoughtful. When she reaches out not to stir the past, but to acknowledge growth and closure. If you choose to reply, do it calmly. Keep it short, centered, and confident. No need for long explanations. Your tone should reflect balance, not attachment. For example, a simple, good to hear from you. Hope you're doing well carries more dignity than paragraphs of emotional release. But remember, observe her actions after your response. True intentions reveal themselves in consistency, not in one message. And if her words don't align with her actions, you have permission to walk away again, peacefully, and with your head high. Boundaries are love, self-love. Without them, you'll keep repeating emotional patterns that drain your peace. You have every right to decide when and how to engage. You don't owe anyone an immediate response. If her energy feels inconsistent or manipulative, step back. Your time and attention are valuable. Treat them like currency. Boundaries aren't walls, they're gates. They allow in what aligns with your peace and keep out what disturbs your balance. When you honor your boundaries, you teach others how to treat you with respect and intention. There's a quiet strength in not rushing. You don't need to respond instantly to prove your care or interest. Taking your time isn't avoidance, it's alignment. When you make her wait, you send a message. I have a life, I have purpose, and my emotions don't revolve around you. This is not manipulation, this is self-respect. And in that waiting, something beautiful happens. Curiosity builds, and control returns to you. People value what's not easily accessible. So let your energy be rare, your words be measured, and your peace be sacred. Not every message deserves your energy. If she reaches out thoughtfully with real emotion and vulnerability, that's worth acknowledging. But if her words feel like small bait for attention, stay detached. You can always tell effort from impulse. Genuine effort is consistent, respectful, and humble. Anything else is noise. And you've learned to rise above noise. When emotions rise, stay anchored. You've done the inner work. Don't let nostalgia pull you backward. Staying grounded means you respond from wisdom, not wounds. It means you know who you are, regardless of who walks in or out of your life. Focus on your goals, your peace, your progress. Let her message be just one small ripple in a vast ocean of your growth. When you remain grounded, you radiate strength, calm, quiet strength that speaks volumes without needing words. Reclaiming control isn't about winning. It's about remembering who you are. It's about no longer letting someone else's attention dictate your happiness. When she reaches out, you stand at a crossroads, old habits or new strength. Choose strength, choose self-respect, choose clarity. Reclaim control by focusing on your purpose. The more you invest in your growth, the less external validation matters. And the moment you stop seeking approval, you become unshakable. That's what true control feels like. Peace that doesn't depend on anyone else's presence or absence. At the end of the day, her message is not the story. You are. Your growth, your healing, your evolution, that's the real victory. Maybe she'll realize your worth. Maybe she won't. But your mission isn't to be understood. It's to become whole. Every challenge, every silence, every unanswered message was preparing you. You're not who you were when it all began. You're wiser, calmer, stronger. So whether you respond, remain silent, or walk away entirely, do it with grace. Your peace is your power. Your growth is your legacy. Because the man who can love deeply, lose gracefully, and still rise again, that man is unstoppable. Closing scene. Soft piano returns, visuals of sunrise, a man walking forward with calm confidence. Remember this, you don't need to chase closure. You are the closure. Keep growing, keep walking, and keep becoming everything you were meant to be.